Hello, I'm doing another podcast. Hey,
You are?
Yeah.
this is the second one I've done, and I'm at work at the moment. Dave's not here; he was on the first one, but I'm sat with Jordan
Yeah.
and Jay Stanford,
Yep.
part-time legend, full-time shagger.
Goes by the name of.
Remember the name,
Don't forget it then.
right? Yeah, like I say, we're at work at the moment, and these are two of my colleagues. Have been here quite a while now. We've got to know each other quite well. They're both into podcasts as well, just the same as I am and as Dave is. So we're just going to do a quick one now while we're sat having our lunch on our lunch
Just gonna
hour.
chat a little bit of shit. So
Just a little bit of shit.
yeah.
A little bit.
Jordan, what do you call yourself? Jordan performs.
Call myself
in
Jordan.
music. Now, what do you class yourself as? I mean, are you a singer, rapper?
It's hard. It's
Artist?
hard. I can't. When people ask me, it's hard to put like a name on it. I'm an artist, obviously, trying to be a little bit more than that, so I can make my own music.
So you just generalise it as I'm an artist, not
Yeah.
I'm a rapper, I'm a singer,
Yeah.
I'm a
Because
poet,
not quite sure exactly.
I'm a bad man.
I'm just gonna rap. I'm not sure I'm just gonna rap. I like singing as well. So
A bit of everything.
yeah.
If you could compare yourself to somebody like that's out at the minute as your style,
If I
who
could,
would it be? Or have you got your own style?
I mean,
well, I've got my own, but at the same time,
You're inspired by people.
yeah, like Tory Lanez and Drake, like them type of people, the sing and the rap, because I can do both.
and your music, which genre would you put it in?
UK hip hop, probably, most likely.
What's your if anybody's listening to this for whatever reason, what's your SoundCloud so they can go and have a listen?
J13 artist. So you'll find me at J13 artist on Instagram, SoundCloud, and also iMusic, Spotify, stuff like that.
Decent.
You're not Snapchat?
No, not Snapchat. No pictures.
Not Snapchat.
No pictures.
No sending nudes.
No.
Have you got any mad stories from performing and stuff? 'Cause I know you've travelled a bit.
Yeah, the best thing I've probably had happen is when I was in Marbella, and like we're sitting around Plaza Beach and whatnot, and my mate DJ's there, so he started playing my song, and even though people don't listen to it or know it, they're still
I
dancing to it.
think I remember you telling me about that. Was that one that like a dead spontaneous one?
Yeah, it's
like
random.
suddenly your song came on.
Yeah, he's just looked at me like, give me the smile, and I was like, there you go, mate. But motivation wise, I think my uncle does music. Goldie, he's a DJ, so he's took me
What,
certain places.
Goldie as in like the Goldie?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. You didn't even know that.
No, I don't know that.
Finds it on the
Yeah,
podcast.
Goldie.
Oh, yeah, what a fucking thing to find out.
Yeah, so he's took me like a few places, like Park Life. I've been on stage at Park Life and V Fest.
Part life.
And it's just like, I need to be up here one day. So that it's so close to home, it's hard to not really want it.
Is that where you got the itch then?
Yeah, I think so. Well, my dad used to travel to London quite a bit, and it just made me think, like,
Does Goldie produce?
yeah, Goldie's, he's been on to me about it. He's like, you can't just rap, you've got to produce your music. So I'm thinking about going to college and doing that every now and again.
If you could pinpoint something like, if there is a moment you can be like, that's the point where I said, right, I'm going to start doing music.
Me and my
Or
friend...
is it just something that you've just always wanted to do?
Yeah, to be honest, since like the age of 13, me and my friend have always... We used to have like mad
Is that why you're in
dreams.
J13?
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Is it
born on
actually?
Friday the 13th. So,
And your favourite number as well?
yeah, I've got it tattooed on me. So, born on Friday the 13th. Unlucky for
Oh
some.
dear.
Yeah.
Unlucky for some. Me and my mate used to sit in my room and we used to look down the road and be like, can you imagine if he was making this music? And then one day, Drake or Jay-Z come down there. And that was just, we always had this crazy dream, but, we make it reality, hopefully.
Yeah.
Who is the one artist, when you listen to their music, gives you goosebumps? That one artist that can only do it.
Is there even one?
Better than everybody else. Like mine is Tupac.
Yeah. But that's like...
Yeah, it's a good example, to be fair.
Yeah. Tupac's more like... He's a poet. He's not just... He's like intellectual.
that's
He
true,
tells
yeah.
you things.
For me, it doesn't matter what mood I'm in. Can
Tupac
always
will
be
get
in
you
the mood
goosebumps.
for Tupac, yeah.
Shows that in the film, doesn't it? All Eyes on Me, isn't it?
Yeah. I think probably because I get there's sad goosebumps and there's happy goosebumps in there. So like if I'm listening to Tory Lanez and I'm by the beach, I'm goosebumped up. I'm getting excited because that type of music uplifts you.
Okay, so you're in your bedroom getting ready for a night out.
Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez is on.
That's the ultimate.
Yeah, he's on. 100%.
I can't say I've listened to much of Tory Lanez.
He just makes me think, I need to get out. I need to be in the sun. I need to be on the beach.
He's not like, for me, that's an artist. Obviously, you know him because you listen to him, but for me, like, I just listen to like the radio and the charts and that. Yeah. He's not a name that I think of like, I've heard that before. I've heard that song with him on before. Yeah. Not compared to like an AJ Tracy or something like that. Because of how big he's gone. Yeah. You think AJ Tracy, like, I know him.
Yeah.
I think Tory Lanez is more of a need to know. Once you know, like you probably heard him on the radio.
I've probably heard
know who he is.
If you play me a song that he's done or a song that he's featured on, I'll probably be like, oh yeah, I've heard this. That's what I mean. I don't immediately go Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
So then, Jake, who's yours?
What, like an ultimate first artist to listen to?
Obviously a band or an artist.
I've got a few, to be fair, because my music taste is that varied. It's unreal. Probably it'd be a split between Oasis and Eminem. That shows how varied it is. Yeah. But if I'm thinking, right, I want to listen to an artist that I've listened to for years and I never get tired of their music, it'd be either Oasis or Eminem, depending on what mood I'm in.
Well, Eminem.
If I'm in the mood to like fight somebody, it'll be Eminem.
And if there's one track that you had to listen to for, say, 5 hours on loop, what would it be?
Oh, fucking hard. I don't think you can do that. That's one way to ruin a song for you.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but which one?
Billie Jean.
Rock With You.
Turn it back, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Definite.
I don't think I could pick one, to be fair. Have you got one?
5 hours.
Fucking Baby Shark.
Bob the Builder. Can we fix it?
Now, what's that meme that was out years ago? Nyan Cat.
Yeah.
5 hours. That drive you insane. You need a straight jacket.
The Fugees, Killing Me Softly.
Yeah. Michael Jackson. I couldn't get bored of Michael Jackson, to be honest. But Michael Jackson's like, if I'm driving around in my car, I'm not listening to Michael Jackson. Or if I'm out, it's just, if I do listen to Michael Jackson, I know he's the best, but I don't listen to him all the time.
I've got a random off that. I know a lad who's like, if you asked him that question about your ultimate song, Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers. How random's that?
I haven't heard that one, to be honest.
You'd know it. You'd know it if you heard it. Because when he told me, I was like, I think I know that one. And then I put it on. I went, oh, fucking hell, yeah, I do. A bit like what I was on about with Tory Lanez. Like, you know it, but you don't know why you know it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Have you had many pants thrown at you while you've been performing?
Nah, not yet. Not yet. That's why I worry about taking my girlfriend in case a pair of pants come on.
And they're not your girlfriends?
Yeah.
Yeah, but imagine if it was like granny pants, though. And it lands on your head.
Depends if she's fit. She's alright.
Fit granny?
Yeah, fit granny, then I'll have them. I'll take them home.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, you might just see a loose bra, look down, and then just like a 70-year-old.
Yeah, just like
with no top
a pair of snooker balls and socks.
Yeah.
Woo! J13.
Jordan!
Can you write on my tits? Yes, down here. Can you sign my tits, please? Anyway. Yeah, well, we've all, like I said earlier, we're all mad into podcasts. But obviously, the main thing on podcasts, which is dead original, nobody's ever done it before, talking about conspiracy theories.
Yes. Never heard of conspiracy podcast.
Yeah, no one's ever done that before.
No.
Ever. It's a dead original idea. We come up with it 5 minutes ago.
You might not have heard one like this, though.
To be fair, like I said before we started recording, this is one I haven't heard too much about. We've got up an article in front of us about ancient Egypt and what went down.
Or what went up.
What went up, according to the one.
Yeah,
what floated and what was alive, what were alive.
Yeah. And what's managed to stay up.
So, you said you've heard this before.
Yeah.
What's kind of, before I start reading it, what's your take on it?
Well, Egypt is something that people can't really explain. That's why it's so popular for people to try and explain. It's like the things that were done, they don't think they could do them now with the technology that we've got now. It would be hard to do what they done then. So, like, there's things that I've seen on like documentaries of actual pyramid walls with like sketches of kind of helicopters, or people with big heads.
Nothing wrong with a big head.
Why would you? Why would you draw something that you've never seen? Like the body shape completely different, head shape completely different. How could you draw that if you haven't seen it? Why would you draw a helicopter if you haven't seen that? Do you know what I mean?
It's just so fascinating. Obviously, the language, the culture.
Yeah, that's basically what it says here. Ancient Egyptian culture is absolutely fascinating, from mysteriously built pyramids to intricate hieroglyphs, kings, queens, and a multitude of gods. It was quite a time to be alive. However, not everything our ancestors left behind is explainable today.
Most of the things that they left
And they
behind.
didn't actually live very long, did they?
4,000 years later, or as far as 7,000 years, should you believe some conspiracists.
Some of the kings were dying at like 30, 40 years of age.
Mm.
At 30, 40. I thought you said 13. But ain't that when that like Tutankhamun geezer died?
He was young,
He was
wasn't
mega young, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I remember learning about him at
I
school.
think Tutankhamun had scoliosis as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously still.
That's
No
what
one-
that's what
nobody
fucked you
knows.
back up, innit?
Yeah.
Nobody knew how he died either.
I think they proved that there were cancers and stuff as well, just like today.
Yeah.
Even that long far back.
Nobody knew how he died.
There's
Yeah.
also rumours as well that there actually wasn't slaves.
Mm.
The whole thing about slavery was a conspiracy.
But what were they then? Just workers.
How did you get that many people
They did it.
together?
They did it voluntarily.
Well, maybe this is another theory that I know it's a long stretch, but the gods were around at these times, so they was like in touch with Earth. But I don't know. Maybe we ruined the connection between us, and now they're not here anymore because they draw like gods and they draw things. But how did they build the pyramids?
With the systems and the
hands.
technology they've
Yeah.
got there.
They had nothing. They had literally
Yeah.
mud, stone, sand.
People say that they were here. The gods were with the Egyptians at that time, and something
Helping
happened.
them.
Yeah, something happened that made them not want to help anymore, so they left.
And the pyramids also directioned at the stars as well.
Yeah, like how,
From a bird's eye view, they all link.
without a telescope, how do you see what's what?
What like the Orion's belt? They're in
Yeah,
that
so
kind of
Again,
layout.
looking at technology, how
That just makes me
how
think of
it's
that Conor
impossible.
McGregor video. You seen it? Give me a belt. Then he goes, he fights with a bloody astronaut, nicks his helmet, and then goes into space and goes, "Orion, give me a belt."
You fight anyone when he
And the stars are going, "No, fuck off." Yeah, anyway, so this bit here is on about when it actually, like I say, when it actually all happened. It's basically saying the belief of like what you're taught in school and stuff is that it's 4,500 years old, but archaeologist Malaby Cecil Firth found an egg from an ostrich. Found an ostrich egg in 1907 that come from Nagada culture, but that's 7,000 years old.
Mm.
It says, but the mad part is that the pyramids were inscribed on the egg. So if it's from this culture that's 7,000 years old, why have we been taught that it's 4,500 years
See
old?
that type of stuff there, my head's fucked.
It's mad, isn't it?
My head's fucked. When I'm looking at that, I'm thinking how.
mind blown.
But it's basically saying that the history books and what we're taught was lying to us.
We don't know, do we?
You can see it, look there. You can see the pyramids on the egg.
Mm.
I don't know what that thing is there. I don't know whether that's supposed to be a sphinx or what.
That's what I mean. They draw things that are unexplainable. Like without us knowing what a helicopter is, could you draw one? Like, why would you draw something that hasn't been there? I just don't get it.
We shouldn't guess. It should be left as
Yeah.
unknown,
Yeah.
not just what we think it could be, and then kind of make it and teach that.
So this is basically saying Egyptologists, didn't even know that was a thing. They're not on the same page though. They're basically saying no, it ain't that it ain't that it's 7,000 years old, and then it goes on to talk about time travel. So this theory says it was backed by Stephen Hawking, which shows that there's something to it. Unless he was like absolutely batshit mental,
Yeah.
there's actually some weight to it.
Wonder where it first started though. That first century.
Yeah. If that's genuine, if it was time travel, when did they start, or where did they travel from? Says they said that they reckon it was built by someone from the future.
What is it?
Apparently, randomly, that Scarlett Moffat who was on Gogglebox and
Yeah.
I'm a Celebrity and that. Apparently, she said it, and she was like, everybody ridiculed her and was like, "Nah, you're just waffling shit." But then Stephen Hawking emailed her and like I presume emailed her saying that she might be right, and he's investigated it.
Change the whole context if somebody like him says it.
So yeah, it said in order to travel back in time, we have to go faster than the speed of light. The speed of light is the same latitude point as the tip of the Great Pyramid.
Oh God, I can't cope. I can't cope.
What was you saying before about how they reckon that we've gone backwards now?
Yeah, technology-wise, they can't describe and explain how it's even physically possible to get that high. Like we said, just using sand, mud, stone.
Yeah, if you stand next to one of these, not bricks.
Mate, time travel though just blows my mind. Have you seen all the stuff with Matt Groening who did The Simpsons? All the things. You're not seeing
all the things predicted.
All the things that they've done in The Simpsons.
There's now one of Donald Trump in a coffin. Obviously, with all this whole possibly World War III going on, and
the first one I saw that kind of introduced me to it was Donald Trump going down the escalator and waving, and then the exact same thing happened.
Not even perfect. Kind of like
it's more or less exact.
The sign dropped. The hand.
But more or less exact.
Bernie's argument was that they predict so many things that.
Yeah, they predict
some of it's going to be right.
No,
that don't wash with me.
That's what his argument was.
That does not wash with me.
He's an idiot.
There's too many things that he's done.
Bang on,
for it to be a coincidence.
Yeah.
Didn't they have on Robin Williams the episode? Was it the day before? Then he actually obviously went and killed himself.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, yeah.
They get a lot of these reality TV shows do weird stuff like that. Like I know it's not the same, but. I think it was the day before Brian. You remember Brian out of Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
Paul Walker.
Yes. Yeah.
So the day before that, there was some Family Guy episode where Brian in a red car crashed into a lamppost and died, but he never died in the series. Brian never really died, but for this one, it was acting like he was actually dead.
Yeah.
And it was just strange. Like they do strange things like that, and it could be that they just make just coincidence, but.
Big coincidences
like the Simpsons one. How do you predict? Yeah, okay, I predict Donald Trump's going to be president, but how do you predict that he's going to come down an escalator?
They've done mad stuff. They've done mad stuff. They predicted FaceTime as well. There was an episode that came out in the 90s that was set in the Simpsons. It was set in the future, and Marge was talking to, I think it was Bart or Lisa, one of them, on a video phone.
Yeah.
There's one as well. I think it was in 2008 when they had the election, when Barack Obama was getting elected.
Oh, the poll.
The faulty systems, and then that actually happened.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to randomly just go, like say as a coincidence, how are you randomly just going to think, oh, we'll put this in the story, and then, 5 years later it actually happens?
I don't know.
It's ridiculous. I'm going to get an article up now with some of the ones, because they're absolutely ridiculous. 18 times the Simpsons predicted the future. That's what I mean. You can't have a... I know they've brought out shitloads of episodes, don't get me wrong, but they are Trump.
Have they stopped filming now?
I heard that, yeah. I think it's been cancelled, isn't it?
I think they've stopped.
They're not allowed to do it anymore. They're getting caught out.
So, 19 years ago, an episode of The Simpsons predicted that Donald Trump would one day become US president.
It's not even that, though. It's the way he come down the escalator and drop
that
the sign.
Specific bit, yeah.
And, what? You don't get to predict stuff like that. Unless Donald Trump told him he was going to do that exact thing.
What if there is people amongst us that do know all these?
But why do they know that?
They just don't let it off.
Why do they know that? Because they're time travellers.
Yeah.
But they've been told not to say anything. It blows your mind.
Conspiracies, but I can't, it's hard to...
It's hard to understand.
Unless I see it.
They are three-eyed fish. In this episode from 1990, Bart catches a three-eyed fish named Blinky in the river by the power plant. More than a decade later, a three-eyed fish was discovered in a reservoir in Argentina. Strangely enough, that reservoir was fed by water from a nuclear power plant. Yeah, I've seen that one. The censorship of Michelangelo's David, the statue. You know, the one with a leaf over his thing. But it never used to have that. But in 1990, they said that had happened, and then it actually happened.
To me, either someone knows something, like someone's time travelling, or someone's psychic, or the government, and every single thing that happens is all set up and planned from day dot. So it's a conspiracy either way.
And somebody knows it.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy either way, because that's fucked up, isn't it?
But what if your past life could actually be a future life? You've actually come back. And you don't actually always go forward in your next life that mediums so often talk about.
Oh, that's opening another bloody can of worms.
Yes.
That's another one that I've seen. The Siegfried and Roy, you know them two that had the tiger. They predicted that the tiger would turn on them because it was in the news when they were famous about how they've got control over this tiger and stuff, and it'll never turn on them. But then he did, and basically just mauled them to death.
Where did that happen?
The Simpsons predicted that.
I didn't see it. I think I've heard about it, but I didn't see it.
So the Simpsons parodied entertainers Siegfried and Roy in a 1993 episode. During the episode, the magicians are viciously mauled by a trained white tiger while performing in a casino. In 2003, Siegfried and Roy were attacked during a live performance by Monty Core, one of their white tigers. Just too many
little things.
Too many instances for it to be.
If it is, how did they get away with it?
Autocorrect as well. They predicted autocorrect.
Yeah.
And that it'd be shit.
and it is shit.
And it is shit.
I'm sending like duck off.
Yeah.
Ducky now.
Your brick.
Ducked.
Duck off your brick.
Get ducked.
Deep argument, yeah.
You know what? Smartwatches. Smartwatches in 1995, they did an episode with somebody using a smartwatch. Nearly 20 years before the Apple Watch came out.
That's what I mean. So it's all that.
I mean, it's slightly different, don't get me wrong, because look, it's a flip up.
Yeah, but do you think...
It's like a Motorola watch.
Do you think Australia could sit here and predict technology in the next 20 years? I mean, for example, I predict that within 20 years we'll actually be playing FIFA in our bedroom.
What, like a proper full-on
you'll be having
virtual
a
reality?
full-on game in your bedroom.
Yeah, but that's okay. Like, we can say phone on your wrist, but it's the way... It's
the things like flying cars and all that bollocks, teleporters and
But
shit like that.
if that happens in 20 years, people can turn and think, that kid was crazy, he predicted that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Whereas in the immediate future, they'll be,
specific
this bloke's
things.
mental.
Yeah.
It's the actual things. Like
It's how specific it is.
Yeah. Like a
bits in between,
three-eyed fish from a nuclear plant. Like, how are you going to predict that that's going to happen?
The Ebola outbreak as well, that was a mad one.
Yeah.
They did an episode about Ebola before it came out, before it was even called Ebola. It wasn't even called Ebola at that time.
It only lasted till it got to somewhere where it affected.
Well, the subject about the fish, like the new documentary on Chernobyl, where people have gone back and spiders can't
radiation.
form. Yeah, spiders can't form actual webs anymore.
The webs are all
because of the radiation, the cancers and everything else. So even insects are affected by the radiation, not just humans.
There's a load of theories about why that happened, isn't there? Chernobyl.
Don't you think Ebola was a bit strange as well? That was mad. It was killing everyone off.
The outbreaks and stuff like that, I've always said that they're like controlled by the government. Yeah.
It's a distraction because
like swine flu. Do you remember swine flu?
Yeah. And then
it seemed to just suddenly disappear. Yeah. It was like, oh my god, it's going to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, a week later, now it's gone.
It's either it gets somewhere where there's important people or like upper class, like when it got to USA and the doctor got it. 2 months later, there was no such thing as Ebola. It was gone.
It's profitable, isn't it? At the end of the day,
it is.
It is.
Like, do you reckon there's a cure for cancer?
Yeah.
Out there? Yeah. So do I.
All the money they've put into it, they can find cures for everything else.
The amount of years they've been doing research into fixing cancer, and the amount of money they make, charities and that make Cancer Research UK.
Yeah.
Jinx, by the way.
Yeah.
How are they just going to say right now you have to stop having all that money now?
Yeah. The cure for cancer comes out. All those charities and businesses that are devoted to it are gone.
I mean, every other year they do say, we've now cured this and we found...
It's improved treatment, not actually a cure.
If they keep doing it, then it keeps us... it keeps us still thinking...
Keeps the hope, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I reckon it's out there. I reckon somebody's just sitting on it.
Icon's building his own city, in Africa.
That's mental, that is.
Icon on his own. But how much money has the whole world sent to Africa? Or
he provided
supposedly to Africa?
Yeah, provide electricity for like 1 billion homes.
But all our money together can't build nothing. I'm sure it's done something, but if Icon can build a city, if he does...
This day and age, poverty should not exist. In this day and age.
No.
Not with the technology, the money, the power.
That shows something,
resources.
doesn't it? Going back to the Egypt, that shows when Stephen Hawking's basically going, you're not mental, you actually genuinely could be right. That there's something there. That's what he said to that Scarlet Moffat.
There's something strange about Egypt. It's just simple. There is.
Ancient Egyptian pharaohs were alien hybrids.
Well, I don't know if it was Tutankhamun or another mummy that they'd wrapped and drawn, and their body shape wasn't the same. Like, the head was bigger. The hips were wider.
This line here, this quote by Graham Hancock, says kind of what you said. How could the Egyptians have built their pyramid facing the exact magnetic North Pole without having a compass?
Exactly.
The compass wasn't even invented then.
And it's exact. It's not all
Exactly.
close.
It's not even like it's just a ballpark of there or thereabouts. It's bang on,
You watch our scientists now trying to do anything. It's like it looks like a load of computers, a load of numbers, a load of maths. How did they do that? With nothing.
They've got
With
nothing.
what?
They haven't even got
bricks and wind. You think they can just
bricks, wind, ropes, and a bit of wood.
and people.
And people,
just
yeah.
millions of people.
Strange. I love Egypt. I love it. Intrigues me.
Many other signs lead to this being a possibility on about the aliens. A set of coins that depicted a stereotypical grey alien, like the stereotypical image that you see, and a flying saucer were found during a renovation in Egypt. The other coin appears to say, in due time. It would have been a bit more plausible if the inscription wasn't in Latin, though.
Well, they can't
So
describe.
I assume that's been debunked then.
They can't describe Stonehenge. How those are put there.
And
Again,
that's
the
not-
people power is not there.
And that's nothing.
They are huge, massive.
That's what I was going to say. If you stand
clock circles,
next
isn't
to
it?
one of these like bricks, well, what do they call them? Stones, like
Yeah.
Big massive stone.
And
massive
again,
stone.
they're positioned in a perfect place for sunset.
Yeah.
For the, I think
It's a clock, isn't
the
it?
sun
basically?
hits the. I'm not sure exactly, but they are positioned perfect.
And it laid out basically like a clock, so where the sun is, if you look
Yeah,
at
a
Stonehenge, you
certain
see
time
what
of
the
the
time
day,
is.
yeah, the sun comes
Yeah.
perfect through the stone, gaps in the stone. Because I think every year they have a festival.
Egypt's crazy, but also so is ancient China. They used to build some crazy pyramids as well. Like, they look like mountains because they put grass back on the top of them,
Yeah.
and they're just pyramids.
Right, this one I think's mad, and I want to read about it because I've never heard it before. Supersonic levitation was used to build the pyramids. According to ancient wisdom, the power of sound is almost supernaturally immense and can be used to levitate and move large objects if done in the correct technique.
Who are we to say that it's not true?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is the trouble when you ain't an expert in it. You just go in.
The more you know, the
I'm
more
You just
you
like,
know.
fuck knows, it might
But
be.
I will just say we're not experts. We're just
No.
literally just
We're at work on
commenting.
our dinner break.
Yeah, we're commenting.
Just chatting shit.
Yeah. We are nobody.
So that's basically saying if you get like your music on a bloody big enough, loud enough sound system, put it at the bottom of this cabinet,
I'll just
aim
pick
it at
it
the
up,
bottom, it'll just float.
but in the right direction. That's the type of things like.
And
that
if
I
the music's firing enough, it'll just go.
We've lost old knowledge. That's what's happened.
And
We've-
everything vibrates anyway.
Yeah, but we've found a way to do it easy. Like our computers, get that in, or get that expert in. Whereas they probably thought we need to do this, and there is a way, so we're gonna have to like.
It's a bit like that. I don't know what it's called, but have you ever seen Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
You ever watched Big Bang Theory? You've seen the episode where they have it's a science experiment. I've seen loads of people do it. They get like a speaker, tip it on its side, put this stuff in the like the hub of the speaker, turn like a proper bassy song on so it's vibrating, and then this stuff goes from a liquid, forms into a ball, and basically just starts floating.
But who are we to disregard?
That to be
any
fair,
of
the
this?
way
Yeah.
I've described that shows how much of a not an expert I am.
Big
That
ball
wasn't
started
a
floating.
big ball of stuff.
Different topic, but if you
Technical
consider
term, like.
how we're even here this very day,
Huh?
the
Oh,
million and
the
billion things that need to
Adam and Eve and
happen
all that.
perfectly for us to be able to sit here and do this podcast. So how can you then rule out that happened?
The
That-
world's so crazy that everything that's crazy can't be ruled out, can it? If someone brings something up to you that sounds crazy, you could think of something else that's equally as crazy that does happen.
Yeah.
So
How do we know the pyramids were not made in a different part of Africa, and then, like you said, raised?
Levitated over.
Yeah, and brought, and then
Yeah,
then-
that's
and
what
then-
they're saying here.
Then put into position.
Yeah.
does anyone know what ruined the Egyptian time?
Wait,
What
Collapsed.
Happened? What happened? Yeah.
nah, I don't.
Romans,
assuming you do.
The Romans, yeah.
Have you seen God's Next to Us?
Mm. Good film.
Arthur and Moses.
Good film. Yeah, it was
So maybe that's where all the slaves went.
I don't know who
Maybe,
it was.
maybe that was the end of slavery right there.
I don't know who it was. I
in
think it was a
Egypt.
new male leader from Rome, and what's his name?
It's there.
Let's have a look.
So that's what you're saying, Jay. Sorry to interrupt your thought about the levitation and that. Ancient Egyptians had supernatural abilities like telepathy and telekinesis.
Do you think that's an
moving,
aura?
moving shit with your mind, basically.
That's similar to like an aura.
What do you mean?
Because that mediums say that you can see each other's auras. Sorry, they can see auras.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they class that as well. Maybe.
Yeah, so the Romans
Maybe
must
they
have
were
had,
like psychics.
it was Romans and Egypt, but because Egypt and Rome were so far apart, I think they coexisted for a while. But when they
Just
come
turned on
together,
Turned on
it all went wrong. But Egypt was so successful because of the Nile.
Yeah, this is saying here, humans today might have this ability as well, but our dependence on technology and material possessions have put this power to sleep.
It's like when Joe Rogan says, like, he said, I'm in a car, on the way to work, I'm not touching it, I'm not driving, it's a Tesla, it's electric, it's driving itself, my phone's connected to the car, and it's pulling a podcast out the sky. He's like, if that's possible, then...
What else is possible?
Like, if you'd have said to me 20 years ago or 30 years ago, I'm going to be pulling a podcast out of a satellite, out the sky, down to my phone.
Just from a signal.
In a car that I'm not driving, drinking a cup of coffee. What's going to happen in 20 years?
You can send a text message to a friend in Australia. He will receive it in 1 second.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's
message.
mental, isn't it? On about cars and that.
1 second.
On about cars and that, and like automatic driver cars. Have you seen that on Facebook? That, what's she called now? Supercar Blondie.
No. Oh, she gets in.
She gets
cars,
in mad supercars,
Yeah.
like concept cars, but like they've genuinely been made.
Yeah. That Mercedes one that looks like it hasn't got wheels, but
There's one of them I think it was either a Bugatti or an Audi. She got in it, no steering wheel, nothing like that. You get in it, you program it, and it's basically like a living room. It's literally just like sofas around the outside with seatbelts and that.
Yeah.
But then it's automatically driving. She gets in it, programs it. She's sat there drinking champagne, just driving around this like car park or whatever building she's at.
Self-drive cars just scare me because if something happens,
I'd be petrified getting in one of them.
Imagine just getting it in there, clocking it. Right, I'm going to Amsterdam, 8 hour drive.
Just
You're
gonna
just going to
have a
get
sleep.
sleep.
Just gonna have a sleep.
Yeah, like nothing's going to happen ever.
Maybe one day the roads will just be like a tram, and you'll literally just jump on the train and just connect.
Yeah.
And you'll all go at the same speed.
Yeah.
I've always said that.
That's
There's like tracks that are set to go to certain places.
Everybody goes one speed, yeah.
You just get in and go, right, I'm going there.
I don't know why that isn't a thing, actually.
There's no crashes.
I've always thought
Nobody's
that.
speeding.
Yeah.
Just go to sleep.
But then the problem is if that shuts down,
This is the thing. This is what scares me.
down.
If one sensor in that is faulty,
yeah,
I'm dead. Like,
this is a gypsy trying to rob the wire.
scrap metal, bit of scrap iron. What's that one? The cocaine mummy. Proof that ancient Egyptians travelled to America.
Oh yeah,
Have you heard that one?
Found in Australia. Like things were found in Australia.
That's a completely new one to me.
But cocaine wouldn't have been like cocaine, though, would it? It would.
Traces of cocaine and nicotine were found amongst our ancestors' mummies. Mad thing.
Cocaine. Probably what done
The
to him.
the Egyptians were cokeheads.
Lost his head.
Were they trading for some of Pablo Escobar's ancestors? Class.
Well, Mexico's got a few pyramids, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm. So what about the beliefs then? Like for example, when they die,
Colombia.
they take everything out, don't they? They remove the heart.
Yeah.
Don't they leave like
they remove all the vital organs, don't they, and put them in jars?
Yeah, they leave like their prized possessions with them as well, don't
I
they?
believe that they take that into the afterlife, don't they?
Or is that in the
I
tomb?
think they remove the eyes as
No,
well.
that's in the tomb, innit?
Yeah.
When they put their prized possessions, not when they mummify them.
There was a Chinese.
Gonna have to stop in a minute. The
emperor.
bloody battery on my computer's nearly dead.
So there was a Chinese emperor that had, I think, about 10 women killed and put in his tomb with him, just because he thought that they would come back with him in his afterlife. But he actually killed them all just to put them in, which is quite strange.
You're coming with me.
He wanted to get like 100, 200, 300 soldiers and kill them all and put them in there, but they ended up making clay ones because someone told him, you can't do that. You can't just kill 300 people and put them in the tomb.
Yeah, you can't do that, mate.
Yeah, it might be frowned upon. Don't know. It's a bit dodgy, that is, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. It's mental, innit?
Yeah.
No doubt if I do another one, I'll probably talk about some other conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Again, but
Once you get talking, it's unlimited. You could speak forever about conspiracy.
They're all connected as well. Like, we were just talking about Egypt, and then we ended up talking about time travel, the Simpsons,
Family Guy.
bloody ancient Rome.
But you can spend weeks just talking about Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that much going on. That was just that one article that I was picking that information out of. It was good, though.
The more you know, the more you don't know.
That's a new one to me.
Yeah.
I'll probably look into that a bit more.
Yeah.
Probably do
There's
another one.
there's some Netflix, I think it's called the Egyptian Code or something like that. Pyramid Code.
The Pyramid Code.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that actually when I've been scrolling through.
Yeah,
I'll have to give it a watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come to the end of lunch hour now. That's
Yeah.
sad.
Sound.
Back to work.
Call it a day.
Another day.
Right. Nice one, lads.
Sound.
And see you next time.
See you next time.
Ciao.
Sound.
See you later, mate.
Ta-da, mate.
Ta-da.